everyone. Welcome to another episode of podcast by the Department of Film and Television, Lovely Professional University. Today we have our esteemed guest and faculty member from the Department of Film and Television, Mr. Simranjit Singh.
Thank you.
Welcome.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
Sir, I just want to ask you one thing that you have seen that violence and sexuality have always existed in cinema.
Ji.
In different forms. So, how have these themes evolved in Indian mainstream cinema over the years?
See, as we know that the Indian cinema was started by Dada Saheb Phalke. It was started from mythological narratives. It was never thought that the cinema will convert into the action and there will be violence and sexuality in the cinema. We need to understand one thing, that sexuality is creativity also. So there is a kind thin line whenever you show the sexuality in Indian cinema or in any cinema, yes, to that thing, that visuals can become the art also, and those visuals can become the sexuality also. Same violence also. So narratives may require the violence and sexuality, but this is the job of the director, that how he is going to present that particular thin line in front of the viewers. If we see the history of cinema, we have seen the telephone, white telephone movements. We have seen the cinema like Hollywood cinema, mainstream cinema, golden age. We have seen the Japanese new wave. And if you see those kind of new waves, sexuality and violence has been shown in the cinemas over there, in the narratives. But they have portrayed the narratives with a very beautiful thin line, and that doesn't consider sexuality and violence. But the Indian filmmaker, they are not that wise enough to manage that thin line. That is the only difference, that we are able to see the sexuality and violence in Indian cinema.
But do you think that today's films are more intense and bold compared to the older films?
The topics and I would say the circumstances, situations, political scenarios, social scenarios, mindsets, they change in terms of the events, historical events like World War I, World War II, then the certain kind of development, technology movements, agriculture movements. According to that, the agenda of the governments, they changed, and on the basis of that, filmmaker also changed their narratives. So if you say that if we need to compare the old cinema with the new cinema, we can't say that there is a comparison between the old cinema and the new cinema. Circumstances, situations were like that, and the narrative was according to that. Now the circumstances and situations are like this, so narratives are like this. So we can't say that cinema was good or this cinema is good.
So do you think that this increased representation has both the positive and negative effect on the audience?
Definitely, yes. I would like to give you one example, that when Green Revolution came in Punjab in approximately 70s, it was said by Indian government, or it was decided by Indian government, that all the insecticides and pesticides which are used in Mexico should be used in India also. They did not verify, they did not do any kind of research on those insecticides and pesticides. They just apply them to the Indian agricultural land. And the consequences was that the cancer issues has been increased. Our land has become worse, because our land was very good as per the geographical conditions. India is enjoy all the 7 seasons. So same way, when we are inspired from the world cinema, from the different cultures of the world, but we don't do the research of our own Indian tradition and culture. So we just apply whatever is going on in their culture. So that is how the mindset of our viewers is corrupted, and we are not able to see the success, we are not able to see the improvement in the society. We are able to see the deterioration day by day.
So, what do you think? Means so this sexuality, this presentation of sexuality, and the bold and intense presentations of sexuality right now has means what you call hit the censorship issues in the films.
Definitely. Again, the thing is that we are bound in certain culture and traditions, and the political parties of our country, India, they have to show the limitations as per the culture and traditions. The country is very religious, and diversity is too much in our country. So on the basis of that, the censorship has to be applied in such a way so that no sentiment should be disturbed or should be provoked by the cinema. So that's why censorship is there. If now, like, if the demand of narrative, like we can talk about Bandit Queen here, and it was the demand of the narrative that okay, one lady is raped by so many people, and nudity has been shown in that film also. It was required, and the censorship has also passed it in a beautiful way. So it was not stopped. So if it is required, they also understand that okay, this is required, and we need to apply this. It is important to tell the narrative or the story to the viewers so that they can improve. So improvement should be to give the improvement. I think governments are not that bad that they should see that what is good and bad. They are not that deaf also.
I think I can remember ki we have all seen the shower murder scene in Psycho.
Yes.
So that was also a nude scene, but it
Yes.
has been presented beautifully. It has been
Yes.
not shown in that manner.
Yes, and it was required.
Yeah,
also.
that was required, but it is not shown fully. That is
Yes.
the thing.
Yes.
That is the reality that has been presented in
Yes,
that way.
yes.
Okay, and that is a masterstroke or masterpiece right now
Yes,
by Hitchcock.
definitely.
So, what do you think? How this right now, as a film student, how they will study those themes?
See, first of all, when you are into the creative field, you have to change your mindset, and the nourishment should be started from the side of the departments, from the side of the teachers. The teacher should tell the mind of the students that body is not the nudity, the brain is the nudity. If you see a naked body, if your brain is telling that this is naked, then that is the nudity for you. If you are killing someone, if your brain is telling that okay, somebody is killing someone, and that someone is making harm for someone, that is the violence. But if a soldier is killing some other soldier who has done harm to our nation, that is not the violence. Same way, if the beauty of the girl which is given by the nature is shown in such a way, then that is not the nudity. But if a rapist is doing the rape and showing the nudity, that is the nudity. So it's just the mindset. We need to study the mind. We need to develop the mind of the students so that they can understand the difference between nudity and the art.
So that's very insightful, sir. So what do you think that right now the Indian cinema is much more balanced?
See, if I talk about Indian cinema, my opinion on this is that Indian cinema is improving day by day, but till now they are thinking that cinema is psychology. Cinema is not psychology. Cinema is philosophy. Why? Because if there are 9 or 10 characters in any narrative, and 9 or 10 characters have their own individual psychology. Yes, when we combine those all 9-10 psychologies, we come out with one philosophy, and that philosophy is wisdom, the message, which improves the society. So cinema, the filmmaker should understand this thing, that they need to be a philosopher, not the filmmaker. So they are doing all of the narratives just like that, just to impress the viewers, just to take money from that. Like if I give you an example of certain films where they just remember that okay, the actor is powerful. Yes, they remember the power, but they don't remember that he was in certain kind of circumstances where he has lost everything, where he has to somebody has killed him. So that should be more, I would say, on the wider perspective or more focused in the narrative. They should not develop the character or make the character in such a way that can put an impact on me, and I become that character. If I talk about No Country for Old Men, that person has a power to kill anybody. Everybody wants to kill anybody. Everybody, it's a will that okay, I should kill anybody, and no law can detect me, or I should be free after that. Yes. So the motivation of the viewer will that okay, I want to be like that. I want to kill everybody. It should not be like that. There should be consequences. That person should be shown that okay, law or someone has very badly destroyed that person. So that's the society should not make them the role models.
Thank you, sir. Thank you to the listeners also for joining us today. We have got such an insightful, means valuable knowledge about the Indian cinema and some important and relevant topics right now. So, thank you very much.
Thank you.